Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 10K weekend stream. It's just me for this stream, and I'm super excited to be here with you. We're going to get right into the sprints, I think, but I guess we're not going to right into it. I'm going to yap a little first, but that's okay. I had something I was going to say. I don't know. I'm hoping you all slept well. I was waking up on my cat about 2 hours ago, and that was not very nice of her, was it, Maisie? I'm working on my secret sci-fi, which I title dropped in the previous video, and I am so excited to be here streaming, working on it today. I thought about sharing my screen, I'm not gonna lie, and just showing what I was working on, but then I'm like, I can't put that on the internet. Who knows? Someone is here. Hello. Oh my gosh. Hi, how are you, Belle? And Miley? Ooh, my favorite. I'm so excited. First off, do you know how hard it is to stream without? Wow, you guys are all here. There was no one. I've been talking to myself for 2 minutes, and now you guys are popping up. Wow, so cool. I was so worried no one was going to show up. How are you guys doing? What are you going to work on today? Or are you just popping in to say hi for a few minutes? Like I said, I'm just working on Heretics, which is the secret sci-fi, and I am so excited about it. I am past the midpoint of the novel, and now I'm just cruising through the bad guys close in, which I was actually probably going to spend the first sprint outlining bad guys close in. Miley's finishing Taboo, which we all know is my favorite short story ever that I have not read, but that I will read. Miley, that's so valid. I should highlight them. Yeah, but you're currently still in bed. Okay, very valid. I wish I was still in bed. Like I said, my cat woke me up way too early. And then Belle Brooke is going to continue fleshing out her female main character for the next draft. Stu is working on their political fantasy, which is this the same one as the query letter I read for you? I'm not, or is it a different one? I think it's a different one. I will read it next week. Words cannot express how excited I am about this. TBH. Okay, not the same one I read. Different. Perfect. If none of you guys have any questions, we're going to get right into the sprint, I think. And I'm thinking a 30-minute sprint. But I could be persuaded to do less if you want to start off easy with not 30 minutes. I'm just going to wait for comments to come in a little bit. I guess I can add this to the stage. Let's do it for 30 minutes. Okay. Perfect. You can't see my mouse. It's so interesting. I thought you would have been able to see my mouse when I share the screen. An hour? Miley, I think you're insane. We're not doing it in an hour. I'm barely awake. We're not starting with an hour. Maybe we'll do an hour and no, we're not doing an hour. I'm sorry. Okay. 2 hours. But listen, we're going to get up to 7 or 8 hours. Wait, I have 6 streams. Each one will average an hour and a half. I can't do math. 6 times 1.5 is 9 hours. We're doing 9 hours of writing this weekend. Is that not enough for you? I'm doing more because I'm also doing my regular session at my local bookstore today. Because I go in on Fridays to chat with them and write. So it's going to be a lot of writing this weekend. I've done the math, and I think I'm going to get 15,000 words. I'm calling it a 10K weekend because we're setting low achievable bars. In what world is that a low achievable bar, you may ask? Well, great question. Who knows? Never enough writing. Perfect. Yeah, so we're saying low achievable goals, and for this weekend, that's 10,000 words, even though I think I'm going to get closer to 20,000. But we can never get going if I don't stop yapping. So let's get right into the sprint. And if you're bored during the sprint, drop some questions in the comments for me to just talk about after the sprint. Okay? On your marks, get set, go. Okay. Hello, everybody. That is the end of sprint 1. We have a really good question. Well, actually, first, how did your sprint go? My riding group started to text me during it, and I will not lie, I did not focus very well that sprint. I think I got 629 words, which may seem like a lot, but for me, that's not a lot in half an hour. That's about half what I can do in half an hour. So you win some and you lose some. It's okay. Miley asks, who would be in your dream celebrity book club? Like fantasy football, but reading and pop culture. Ooh. I like this. I don't know celebrities very well because you say yours is Zendaya, Chaperone, and Lady Gaga. I'm sorry. I want Marissa Meyer as like a fellow author in there. I want Taylor Swift because I love Taylor Swift. Like, yeah, I love Taylor Swift. And my third person, because we're just gonna go for 3 people. Maybe Saoirse Ronan, because I keep watching the 2 clips from Little Woman 2019. One is the Lori proposing to Josie. It's like, Joe, we have to have it out. Joe, I can't bear this anymore. Like that one, you know the one. You've seen Little Woman, hopefully. And the other one is Joe's monologue. Because I just think that women have like more than hearts. They have souls, and more than beauty, they have souls, and they are like. They are made for more than just loving. And they are made for more than just love, but I'm so lonely. So today I want Saoirse Ronan in the book club. I know nothing else she's in besides Little Woman. I just loved her performance in Little Woman 2019. Belle Brooke is going to eat and come back to us in a bit. Miley needs to make tea before he can write. I made a matcha. I drank it all before the stream even started. So that's how my morning is going. Sue got 265 words, which is still 265 more than you had before. Like, come on. That's a win. You would also have Keira Knightley, but you haven't seen Little Woman. Miley movie night. I don't know where it's like available. I don't know if you can stream it anywhere. Let me like Google that real quick. It's on Hulu with a premium subscription. Or you can rent it for $4 at a major streaming service. I guess. You actually don't even have to watch the whole movie. You can just watch those 2 scenes, I think. I think it would be great. Speaking of Taylor Swift, though, apparently the Super Bowl is this weekend, and it's like, I tried to get people to like stream with me, and they're like, oh, sorry, I have the Super Bowl this weekend, and I'm like, cool, good for you. Is that was, I was going to say something, I was like, is that important? Obviously, it's important to them. But I know I bring it up because Taylor Swift, because apparently her boyfriend is playing the Super Bowl, and I think that's so funny. I was texting my riders group during the last sprint, and I was like, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, Super Bowl, and I was like, right, Taylor Swift's boyfriend's team is playing that, which means Taylor Swift wins the Super Bowl, right? Who knows? But also, apparently there's 2 Super Bowls in the year. I don't know how this works. I don't know how sports works. Oh, right. You are near Kansas City. This is wild. You might rent it sometime, but you hated the book as a kid. I didn't love the book as a kid, but the movie directed by Greta Gerwig is so good. Like, I watched it with a friend of mine who's an illustrator, and she's like, this is my favorite movie. Rin, you have to see it. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's do this. And I watched it, and it was so good. It's like up there with the 2005 Keira Knightley Pride and Prejudice in my brain. Like, those books are inextricably linked, even though they are like very much different eras. Like, I don't know. But what I learned when I was talking about this in one of my Discords is that what do you call it? The author of Little Woman, Louisa May Alcott, I believe, is the author there. And if it's not, I didn't say that. Plausible deniability on the internet is important. But the author, people think that Joe, and there's like solid research, or like evidence that Joe March is the author's like self-insert trans character. And I'm like, stop, I love that. That's so good. As like a trans mask, like I'm like, maybe that's why I love Joe so much. Like I'm not a woman, but I'm like pigeonholed into like the womanhood box, and it's just like it's so complicated, and especially when you're like in romantic relationships, it's just I don't know. It's so complicated. 2005 Pride and Prejudice is what pumps your heart, but genuinely, I think you would enjoy it. Like, and also Timothy Chalamet is in it, which some people really love him. He's like okay to me. I like him in Little Woman. He was okay in Dune. I don't think I've seen anything else from him. I'm not a huge movie person, or TV at all. I just started watching Andor for the first time, which is Star Wars, like political drama. And like, let me tell you, it is so good, and I can't believe I put it off watching for this long. But it's been like literally 2 years, and I've been meaning to watch this, and now I'm finally watching it as I sew this like cute little top. I don't think I have. I think it's in my laundry room. Oh look, Maisie is making an appearance. There's Maisie. She's stretching, and she's going back down. I love my cat, if you can't tell. That's so valid. I also read a lot of classics when I was a kid because I was like, this is what you read. And like they were good, a lot of them, but I think as I come back to them when I'm older, I get a lot more out of them. Like Pride and Prejudice, the first time I read it, I was like, this is just long, and it's a bunch of people going to each other's houses. And it's not very good. And like of course the like drama is good, but like genuinely so much of that book felt boring. But now that I'm older, I can appreciate it for what it is. Like a great commentary on society and like romantic relationships, and it's like an enemies to lovers story. And I would say the OG enemies to lovers. So it's based off Much Ado About Nothing. It's like Much Ado About Nothing fanfic. Listen, I have so many opinions on fanfic. Baby, this is about Maisie, who's like still hiding right here, but I'm like kind of in the way. I'm sorry. Fanfic. I think it's so fun. Yeah, exactly. Why are we reading classics at 8 years old? You need to read them you have to be at least 18 to read classics. That should be a new rule. Unless you are doing it of your own accord. Like, if you're doing it of your own accord, like, kids just get to choose what they read. Like, I don't think we should ban books. Like, that's a very core tenet of my personality is don't ban books, but know what your kids are reading anyways. And it's just like, yeah, I don't know. Fanfic. I think fanfic is so important because I think so much literature is actually just fanfic. And like Dante's Inferno, Bible fan fiction. What else is so like fanfiction is just so good, and like we like disrespect it, but I think genuinely fanfiction is written for the joy of writing and the joy of reading. And if we're not embracing that, then we are losing a part of our writing spirit. And I say this having never like ever posted fanfic to like AO3 or fanfiction.net or anything. I have published Alice in Wonderland fanfiction because it's in the public domain and that's fun like that. Yeah, Miley and I, we got this. Yep. We're speaking each other's language. But yeah. Is there any other questions? I'll wait a couple minutes and then we might go right into the second sprint, if that's okay. If there's no more questions. I can see that there's a few people watching and the only person talking to me is Miley, which is fine. I love Miley. Like, what a win. But if there's no other questions, we are going to. I suspect capitalism has made it taboo. Fanfiction? Oh, absolutely. Like, they're like, if you're not getting paid for it, why would you do it? And I'm like, because life is not about money. I saw a quote on Pinterest the other day, and it was like, are you so morally bankrupt that the only language you understand is numbers? But like, there's no original story. The people are afraid to say they realize an original, like. But like, it doesn't matter. There's no original stories anymore. You just put all the stories you like in a blender and you blend them and chop them up, and it comes out as like a new story. But like, and this is also goes into like book talk tropification or whatever it's called, where you break down books to their bare essentials of tropes. And then it's like, well, if all books have tropes, then none of the books are original or good. And I'm like, that's not how it works. I want to scream. This makes me want to scream. But yeah, also not getting money for it. So, yeah, I appreciate book talk for like the marketing I can do on it and the recommendations I get from it, because sometimes there's good book recommendations on TikTok, not always, but sometimes. And I think that to fully dismiss book talk is doing a disservice, and also feels a little bit sexist and like anti-feminist to me, which is a very strong statement, and I'm aware of that. But I think that it's like the book talk is a heavily female proportion, and like you talk about like proportional audience and creators, and if you're just going to like dismiss it out of hand because they're like woman and it's a romance book and all this on there is smut, like, no. Anyways, I have strong opinions about this. We are convinced that not every person must do everything completely original. They just want to be non-authentic. Yeah, like we value like authenticity in our society, but more than authenticity, we value originality. And I think it goes back to what you said about capitalism. So, Miley, sometime I gotta get you on this stream with me. We would have such a good chat about everything. It'd be so good. But anyways, yeah. Should we do another sprint so we can like do one more sprint and then yap again after this? Everyone does have a superiority complex, and like I was going to say myself included, but I have my superiority complex is not about books. Like I am genuinely like, okay, that's allowed. That's so valid. My superiority complex is not about books. It's about other stuff. So, okay, we're going to pull this back up. Any adjustments to sprint length? Anything you need? Speak now, forever hold your peace. Still making tea, but almost ready to write. Should we wait until you're ready to write? Or do you want us to just go? As the dominant voice in chat, you have power over the stream. Let me just wait. Thanks. Appreciate you. Okay. On your marks. Get set, and we're actually going to start the timer this time. It's not going to fake me out. Go. Okay, meeting now. Bye. See you soon. Hello. Sorry, it took me a second to turn off my music and get everything back. Elizabeth is here. Hello. We're so happy to have you. Yeah, how did that sprint go for everyone? I forgot what I said I did at the last sprint, and I only have a cumulative title word count for what I'm going for. I'm currently at 1292, which means I did about half in each sprint. Miley says that was a great sprint. Ooh, what? Tell me more. Because I know you're working on Taboo, and we all know I love Taboo. I also made tea. I'm not going to talk about how I'm disappointed in where I'm not where I wanted to be for this sprint, but it's fine. Miley made it through 3 pages of tweaking Taboo. Yay! Only 123 words. That's still so good though. Especially for like the 10 minutes you were here. You're killing it. Yeah, I'm happy you guys are here. I am writing the most stressful scene in Heretics right now. It's like the bad guys close in section, which is like, 50 to 75%. Breakfast sprint. I feel that. I ate breakfast cake, which is my family recipe for coffee cake. But we don't call it coffee cake because my family doesn't drink coffee. I drink coffee, but my family doesn't. That's the whole thing. Most important kind of sprint. Yeah, for sure. But I'm writing this like stressful scene right now, and like I just asked one character, just asked another character, "What are you most proud of this year?" And that character is like has never been proud of herself in her life. She just makes something up every time they have this yearly review, and she's just like making stuff up. But this year, she actually chose something she's proud of. And essentially, she's proud that she made it through the year and that she's alive. And I'm like, stop it. Miley, what do you like to know, Weather Boy? It is one of them. I'm just not telling you who. Literally same. Excellent. Miley, we all know you're going to cry when you read Heretics. Like, I'm going to cry when I read Taboo. We're trading. Oh my god. Anyway, it's so fun, but I'm worried that I'm going too fast and my pacing is bad. Because my pacing is bad in Act 1 of this. I'm missing 10,000 words in Act 1. And my plan was low-key to write it for, like, this 10K weekend. But I think I've decided I'm just going to, like, write as much as I can and get to the end of the story before I go back and rewrite the beginning. Because I think rewriting the beginning will go better when I have the end set in, not in stone, but just set in place. So, fun times. I'm so excited about this. This is great. Let's see. Do we have any questions, comments, concerns? Funny jokes? Always prefer going back to hard scenes when they're done. Yeah, here's the thing. I'm an underwriter. You know this, Miley. This is my first draft of this book. It is not my first book, but it's my first draft of this book, and I'm trying to make it 100,000 words long, which is the longest book I've ever written. I've never done anything more than 80K. Like my current project that I'm querying, Dauntless, rounds up to 80K because it's like 79,500. But I've never written anything longer than 80K, so this is like a stretch for me. And I'm like doing my pacing, and I did like the first act is in like 80K 1,000 word total pacing, and it's just like it's not enough. So, and I realized when I like read back over it a couple of weeks ago that I basically skipped the debate beat, or rather, I framed the debate beat wrong, and I had to readjust like the meet cute and all that, because this is an enemies lovers romance. You guys might not know that. I haven't told you anything about my secret sci-fi. That's a lot. I've told you the title is Heretics, which you can see in the little corner there. But like, We are the balance of the universe. You underwrite and I overwrite. So true, though. Anyways, I messed up the first act of this book, and I don't want to go back and rewrite it till I write the end of the book. Because, like, here's the thing. I have it all planned out in my head. But I'm such an underwriter, and I'm, like, I'm not built for this. I'm just not. It's fine. You guys like my mushroom mug? The camera's flipped, so it's like not mirrored, so it's like hard to do. Elizabeth says it's good to try something new and get out of your comfort zone. It really is. Like, and this is also my comfort zone is very much 70K, give or take 5K, maybe 10K word fairy tale retellings. This is not a fairy tale retelling. It's not even a fantasy. It's a sci-fi. And I love sci-fi and I love fantasy, but it's just like, this is like out of my wheelhouse. But it is enemies to lovers, which is one of my favorite like tropes. So like, it's a give and take. But I came up with this idea. How much am I going to talk about it? I like kind of came on and I was like, no one's even going to watch the stream. It's just me. I don't know why people would join. It was just like mean to myself. I know that. Don't come at me. Because there's 4 of you right here now, which I am very thankful for. But I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought. I'm looking up at my bulletin board on the wall, and my cat has been scratching it. She's been standing on my desk and scratching the bulletin board that's all the way up there. So I'm distracted because I'm like looking at her claw marks and being like, how do I get her to stop doing that? It's out of my comfort zone. It's good to do other things out of my comfort zone. Where was I going with that? I forgot. This is why I need stream buddies. Belle Brooke is back after eating. Amazing. Yeah, I'm glad I'm still on, but we're probably going to end soon if I'm honest. I don't think we'll do another sprint. I might just yap for a little while more, but we'll see. Okay. I have read Gideon the Ninth. I'm not in the book club for that because I did not actually enjoy it. I hated the main character in it. Like, I just did not connect with her. I think it was partly because, like, she was very crude, and usually that doesn't bother me, but it was just so much I, like, could not get past it. Like, it felt excessive. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll probably use it as a comp title, but I should not even say I use it as a comp title, but yeah. Moving on. Elizabeth, you've only ever written essays and fantasy short stories. Elizabeth, what is your project? I'm not sure we've actually like officially met. I think maybe we've talked in a stream or two, but like I would love to know what you're working on right now. If you're doing essays and fantasy short stories and now you're like doing something else, what is this something else? I do have another stream later. Let me check the time on that for you. It's theoretically with Jordy. The afternoon stream, and it's at 4 p.m. Mountain, which is 5 p.m. Central. So it's going to be a really good time if Jordy can show up. If she can't, I'm going to try and get Tia of Come Right With Tea on here with me. Or if someone in the chat wants to stream with me, you can like email or DM me. I'm CK Jensen Author on all socials, and my email is ckjensenauthor@gmail.com. And I would love to not have to stream alone again. I'm like stressed out about this. This is okay. I'm not. It's fine. Everything's fine. Nice to officially meet you too. I'm so excited that you're here. Tell me about your project. If you don't want to finish the series, even though we should have a call. Okay. Miley, we can do that. A call would be fun. Maybe I will. And maybe I just need to like reread it because I'm in a different place now than when I first read it. When I first read it, I was like pretty new to the world of like, I'm just gonna say like swearing in general. I was raised very Christian and very religious and very you should never swear. And I have no such inhibitions now, but I read it when I was much earlier on in my journey. So I think it would be good for me to maybe reread it. So maybe I'll reread it for the book club. We'll see. But if I hate it again, then I don't know. I might DNF it. We'll see. I didn't DNF it the first time because I used to never DNF books. And now I DNF books if I'm not vibing. So, debut novel similar to Stranger Things. Trying to step out of comfort zone to make it satire. That is like, first of all, satire is so hard to write. And Stranger Things as a comp title is actually so fun and funky. So it's like kind of horror thriller, I'm guessing then. Is it still a fantasy? Is it like a fantasy thriller? Is that a genre? I don't know. Sneak peek of my upcoming video, which is the Q&A, which I'm going to record later today. But the Q&A for my 100 subscribers, which, by the way, thank you for 100 subscribers. That's wild. Dami asks, is there a genre I never see myself writing? And honestly, I can never see myself writing like thriller or horror, which is like, I can never see myself writing a full novel in thriller or horror because technically I wrote this one short story that was like a comedy with horror elements. It was a really good short story. I'm really proud of it. But like, I can never see myself writing a full thriller or horror because I don't read those genres because they freak me out. The like one horror I've read was The Honeys by Ryan LaSala, and it was just like, oh my god, I remember I was working on this job in like a science microbiology lab, and I was like listening to this audiobook of The Honeys, and it was so freaky, and I was just so freaked out. I can't do horror or thriller. So I actually haven't finished Stranger Things. I watched like the first season, maybe 2, but it was so gross and gory to me, and but like that's fine. To each their own. It wasn't my cup of tea. But yeah. Okay. Sci-fi thriller, definitely intimidating to write either way. Yeah, I feel like there are certain genres I feel like you have to be like super smart for, and I'm sure you are super smart. But like thrillers is one of those genres, like mysteries and thrillers, and that like kind of vibe is like you have to be so smart for. Congrats on 100. Thank you. Let me drink some tea because I'm getting tired of talking. One sec. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, gore is like not good to me. It's just, I can handle it better in writing when I'm not like actually seeing like blood or whatever. But I watched a horror movie one time with some friends, and I like could not watch it. Like I was like screaming, and my face was buried in a pillow for like 90% of the movie because it was so gory. I don't like slashers. But anyways, yeah, glad you won't play with that. But here's the thing: I'm also making like AuthorTube friends. Miley, okay, sure. I'm making AuthorTube friends who like are writing like thrillers, like Alyssa in the Books writes thriller type things, and Cody the writer, I want to say his Ghostwriters Club is also a thriller. And I just think I need to like start reading it so I can support them. Like, I may hate it, but maybe I'm just a people pleaser and I'll do it to make it good for them. Who knows? It needs to serve the story. Okay, I can understand that. I can understand, like, if it's just like there to be gratuitous, then it's not good. But this thing that I just did to Kay in the Kay character in Heretics is so evil. I did not go into gore, but there is a certain horror associated with it. And it's not written very well right now. I'll probably workshop the scene with you when you get to finally read it, Miley. But yeah. I'm writing like this most stressful scenes in this book, and I'm so stressed about this book. But I'm having so much fun with it. Like I'm like writing at work and like just like typing along on my little keyboard at work, and it's so good. Belle Brooks says, I can't do horror either. I'm alone too often for that. Yeah. Yeah, I live alone. Like, I'm already freaked out on the regular. I literally just looked at my door to make sure it was locked. Freaked out on the regular. Sorry, Miley. Yeah, this is true. Yeah, and Cody is working on a fantasy next, which I'm super excited for because I love fantasy. Fantasy is like my vibe. I wrote a author's bio a week ago now. And sorry, Miley just keeps dropping things in chat that make me lose my train of thought. Anyways, I love fantasy, and I said the last line in the bio is fantasy's been a lifeline for CK. They want to extend the same lifetime to others. And I think that's the killer thing. Also, should we check my email? Should we see if I have any like query requests? I'm like delusional about this. I do not have any query requests, guys. You have kids, but you like the adult most of the time. You can't be scared. That's so valid. I get it. Your job is to derail. You're doing great. You're doing a really good job. You're doing your job so well, Miley. We have been going for an hour and a half. I'm thinking I want to keep the streams to an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours with guests. But I think I'm gonna log off because I have other things to do today. I think I maybe sent my schedule in a Discord that I'm in. But my schedule is just like packed this weekend, and I'm doing 6 streams. I have a doctor's appointment in an hour, which is part of why I had to go now. And what else do I have? I have so much. I have a writing session that's not on camera because I think that's important. I have to record a video. I had to edit the video, and I have calls with my writing group. All that jazz. Anyways, I love you guys. I think this will make a heart come up if I'm lucky. Maybe not. Maybe it won't. Maybe the gestures are turned off. Reactions, turn on. Heart. I want Apple to do the little heart thing. Okay, that's fine. It's not going to do the little heart thing. I'm a sickly sickened, so I said to my life, I'll be there for the rest. Elizabeth, I really appreciate you. Thank you. I try so hard to be productive. I am overworked and burnt out. It is a lot. I will see you later. Okay. I'm going to stop yapping now. I promise. I'm such a yapper. If you ever get on a call with me, you will see this. Miley can confirm. Anyways, thank you so much. I love you guys. Bye. There it is. Yes, we got it. Okay, we're ending on a good note. Bye.